Well, good day to you all. It's been really a great privilege to be the icebreaker, to open this whole series of informal dialogues with the candidates for the position of Secretary General. I have to say that I like the event. I hope it was as interactive as it was expected to be. I also liked the opportunity of responding to some of the questions from the civil sector, from young people who also watch, and to see how this whole thing will evolve and where UN should go. And I'll be also very happy to respond to some of your questions, should you have any.
Evelyn. Right. Sir, can you please elaborate on what you said about migrants in Eastern Europe?
What I said about?
Migrants in Eastern Europe, considering what just happened in Macedonia.
All along, it's been very, sad set of events. My country, in fact, was not part of the route itself, but we live in a neighborhood, and we've been in close contact with our friends from countries from the region about this issue. I had one of the questions related to migrants' flow at the informal dialogue, and actually I used it as an example to show that UN has a chance to become more effective, more proactive, because it is wrong to have such craved and crafted and with a lot of commitment, a lot of work, crafted agreement how to treat that, and then the next day somebody from UN system, in this case special agency dealing with refugees, says, well, there's a lot of controversies related to the agreement. I think it shows by example that we need to be more proactive, that we need to keep working together, and that's why I've been emphasizing the need that the next administration actually the next administration's Deputy Secretary General should be in close contact with regional arrangements to make sure that this does not repeat. In principle, with the problem of migrants, or the refugees crisis, is obviously an aftermath of the inability of the international community to be quick in solving some of the hotspots. In this case, it's Syria, but it's also people who come from other parts of the world.
We have a question over here. If you could identify yourself.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Lukic, George Baumgarten, correspondent for Jewish newspapers in North America, as well as for some East African and other papers. You mentioned in your vision statement, your oral vision statement, the obvious primacy of human rights, and you mentioned the Human Rights Council. What would you do as Secretary General, if elected, to, in some fashion, remedy the obsession of the Human Rights Council with the State of Israel, which has been the object of about 80%, I think, of their resolutions? And in the long run, more importantly, what would you do to get them to get involved with or pass resolutions on many of the other human rights, genuine human rights violators all over the world?
Let's be fair, in terms of the Human Rights Council, every country is scrutinized. I mean, Montenegro, when they received, tens, dozens of recommendations, and we are trying through our national human rights institutions to make use of it, to implement them in our system, to make sure that we little by little reach all the standards in that field. So in our view, Human Rights Council has proven to be a useful tool, and even I propose that we should hold debate and keep discussion alive about making it a principal body of the United Nations. Of course, I know how hard it is, I know how complex the procedure is and how lengthy it can be, but whatever, I think we need to keep this topic alive, because looking from the perspective of SDGs and Agenda 2030, human rights permeate the whole agenda. So that's why they are not by coincidence one of the pillars of our work. In case of Israel, I think, and the best way forward is the international community's committed and renewed efforts to come to a sustainable solution that will make
for the post of the Secretary